Good day, everyone. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Crudinti Clarito, a BP Ed third year student. So if you have your photocopy, please open on page 80 to 83 so that you can follow what I said. So now, I will going to continue our discussion. My topic is all about the Table 4.5, the cumulative frequency lesser than and greater than, and the table 4.6, the frequency distribution and the midpoints of the assessment of student learning to in a certain state's university in Metro Manila artificial data. So before we're going to compute or to solve the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than and greater than, let me explain to you first what is the meaning of cumulative frequency. So what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency is used to determine the number of observations that lay above or below on a particular value in a data set. The cumulative frequency is calculated by adding up each frequency from a frequency distribution table to the sum of its predecessors. So, that is the meaning of cumulative frequency. So now in the table 4.5, it's represent the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than and greater than. And now we will going to find first the total number of a frequency before we proceed to the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than. So, to find the cumulative frequency, we will going to add or subtract the given frequency number. So 3 plus 5 is equals to 8. 8 plus 4 is equals to 12. 12 plus 5 is equals to 17. 17 plus 6 is equals to 23. 23 plus 9 is equals to 32. 32 plus 6 is equals to 38. 38 plus 4 is equals to 42. 42 plus 3 is equals to 45. 45 plus 3 is equals to 48. And the last, 48 plus 2 is equals to 50. And this is the total answer of a frequency. We will going to put 50 here because this is our computation. This is our solving. So, 50. And now we will going to proceed on how to compute the cumulative frequency lesser than. But before that, I will going to say or I will going to explain on how what is the meaning of cumulative frequency lesser than. So the meaning of cumulative frequency lesser than is obtained by adding successively the frequencies of all previous classes including the against which it is written. Always remember when we are going to solve the cumulative frequency lesser than, it's always start from the lowest to highest size of a number. So the remembering mark of a lesser than symbols, it's look like the left arm when we are writing. So if you are a left-handed, you are belong to lesser than symbols. And now I will going to find the example of a cumulative frequency lesser than. And now I have here an example on how to find the cumulative frequency lesser than. So to find it, we have 50. 50 minus 3 is equals to 47. 47 minus 5 is equals to 42. 42 minus 4 is equals to 38. 38 minus 5 is equals to 33. 33 minus 6 is equals to 27. 27 minus 9 is equals to 18. 18 minus 6 is equals to 12. 12 minus 4 is equals to 8. 8 minus 8 minus 8 minus 3 is equals to 5, and 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. So this is how to solve cumulative frequency lesser than. So now the meaning of cumulative frequency greater than is the type for a particular value of the variables is obtained by communicating or adding the frequencies of all values greater than value. Starting from the frequency that parts that particular value, example, by adding its frequency to the frequencies of all values greater than that values. So if you are left-handed, you are belong to cumulative greater than, and now we will going to find the answer of cumulative frequency greater than. So the next video will show you on how to compute or how to find the cumulative frequency greater than.
And now we will going to find on how to compute cumulative frequency greater than. So first, we have 50. So 50 is the total number of a frequency. So we will going to put 50 here. So 50 minus 2 is equals to 48. 50 minus 2 is equals to 48. So we will going to write 48 to the second row of cumulative frequency greater than. So 48 minus 3 is equals to 45. So on and so forth. That is how to solve cumulative frequency greater than. You are going to minus the frequency to the cumulative frequency greater than to get the correct answer. So on and so forth. So we have 50. 50 minus 2 is equals to 48. 48 minus 3 is equals to 45. 45 minus 3 is equals to 42. 42 minus 4 is equals to 38. 38 minus 6 is equals to 32. 32 minus 9 is equals to 23. 23 minus 6 equals 17. And 17 minus 5 is equals to 12. 12 minus 4 is equals to 8. And 8 minus 5 is equals to 3. That's how to find cumulative frequency greater than.
And now we will going to continue our discussion. This is the main goal of my report on how to find the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent and
the cumulative frequency greater than percent.
So to find the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than, we will going to write the formula. So we have the CPF lesser than equals CF lesser than over number of cases times 100. So to find the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than, we will going to divide the cumulative frequency lesser than to the number of cases. So we will going to write here. So in CF lesser than, we have 50. So we will going to write 50. So in the number of cases, the total number of cases, we have a 50. So to find the answer, we will going to divide the 50 to the number of cases. So we have 50 divided by 50 is equals to 1. So we will copy the 100%, and 1 times 100 is equals to 100. So that is the answer of cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent. So we have 100. We will going to write 100 here. So next. So the next row. So another example. We have a cumulative frequency lesser than 47. So we will going to write 47 divided by 50 times 100. So 47 divided by 50 times 100% is equals to 94%. So that is the answer of the second row of cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent. So we have 94. So on and so forth. So on and so forth. You must follow the instruction to get the answer of cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent. So we have 84.0, 76.0, 66.0, 54.0, 36.0, 24.0, 16.0, 10.0, and last we have 4.0. So that is how to find the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent. And now we will going to proceed the cumulative percentage frequency greater than percent. So they are the same process, but the cumulative percentage frequency greater than.
We will going to start below.
Okay. How to find cumulative percentage frequency greater than percent? So first, we have a formula. So this is the formula. CPF greater than times CF greater than over the number of cases times 100. So we have in the cumulative frequency greater than, we have 50. So we will going to write 50 here. Over the number of cases, we have total of 50 times 100%. So 50 divided by 50 times 100 is equals to 100%. Next, to get the answer of the second row, we will equals to cumulative frequency greater than over the number of cases times 100. We will go into, in the cumulative frequency greater than, we have 48. So we will going to write 48 here, divided by 50 times 100 is equals to 96%. So on and so forth. That is how to find the cumulative percentage frequency greater than percent. So on and so forth. We have 90, 84, 76, 64, 34, we have 24, 16, and 6. So 50 divided by 50 times 100 is equals to 100. 48 divided by 50 times 100 is equals to 96. 45 divided by 50 times 100% is equals to 90.0. 42 divided by 50 times 100 is equals to 84. So on and so forth. That is how to find the cumulative frequency. The cumulative, 32, 32.0, 16, and 06. And that is how to find the cumulative percentage frequency greater than percent.
Now I have here the another example for finding the cumulative frequency lesser than and greater than, and also the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent and greater than percent. First, we will going to add the number of a worker of the frequency, the number 3, 7, 4, 6, and 5, and the total of a worker is 25. Okay, the daily income of a worker are the 226 to 250, 251 to 275, 276 to 300, 301 to 325, and 326 to 350. So first we're going to find the cumulative frequency lesser than here. So we're going to write the 25 because this is the total number of a worker. So we will going to write the 25 to the first row of cumulative frequency lesser than. So because if we say cumulative frequency lesser than, we will start at the top row. So we will going to subtract the 25 to find the another cumulative frequency lesser than. So 25 minus 3 is equals to 22. 22 minus 7 equals 15. And 15 minus 4 is equals to 11. And 11 minus 6 equals 5. And that would be all the cumulative frequency lesser than. And also, we are going to solve cumulative frequency greater than. So if we say cumulative frequency greater than, we will start at the bottom here. So we will going to write the 25 here so that we will going to minus or deduct the 25 to the number of our workers in 5. So 25 minus 5 is equals 20. 20 minus 6 is equals 14. 14 minus 4 is equals 10. 10 minus 7 is equals to 3. And that would be all the cumulative frequency greater than. So to find the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent and greater than percent, we will going to start here. So we all know that if we will compute the CPF lesser than percent and greater than percent, we are going to solve with the formula. So the formula here is the CPF lesser than is equals to CF lesser than over the number of case times 100%. So if you will remember the table 4.5 example, I also give the formula on how to solve or to compute the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than percent and greater than percent. And now we're going to solve the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than. So we have 25 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 1 times 100% equals to 100%. So we have 22 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 88%. 25 divided by 15 times 100% is equals to 60%. And 11 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 44%. And 5 divided by 25% times 100% is equals to 20%. And that would be all the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than. So now we will going to solve the cumulative percentage frequency greater than. So we had 3, 10, 14, 20, 25. So you must divide it by it to 20, 25. So we have 3 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 12%. 10 divided by 25% times 100% is equals to 40%. 14 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 56%. And 20 divided by 25% is equals to 80%. And 25 divided by 25 times 100% is equals to 100%. And that would be the total numbers by computing with the formula. So we have the cumulative percentage frequency lesser than and greater than, and also finding the cumulative frequency lesser than and greater than. And that would be all. Thank you.
And now we will proceed to another table to find the midpoints. So here is the midpoint. Because this numbers are already given. So if you remember the previous table that we discussed, I already discussed and answer the number of a worker's frequency and cumulative percentage frequency. So to find the midpoint, the formula is midpoint is equals to first number to the plus second number divided by 2. So the first number here is 226 plus 250 equals 476 divided by 2 is equals to 238. So the 238 is the midpoint of the given number of 226 and 250. So let's proceed to the second number. So we have 251 plus 275. So 251 plus 275 is equals to 526 divided by 2 is equals to 263. So we are going to write 263 in the second row of a midpoint because that is the total midpoint of 251 and 275. So on and so forth that we would do to get the total number of a midpoint. So you will write the formula, then follow the instruction, and you will get the right answer of a midpoint. Now we will going to discuss the last part of my report. So this is the another example of a bar graph, and this table is presenting acceptability of the quality attributes of a canned milk, fish bones, and pork luncheon meat artificial data. So if you notice, we have here the mean x1, x2, and the quality attributes, and we have milk, fish bone interpretation and luncheon meat. So first we have the color. So the mean x1 of the color is 8.0, and milk, fish bone interpretation we have like very much. For mean x2 we have 8.1, and pork interpretation we have like very much. So let's proceed to another example. We have a odor. So in the odor, in the mean x1 we have 8.3, and milk, fish bone interpretation we have like very much, and mean x2 we have 8.1, and the pork interpretation we have like very much. So let's proceed to the flavor. This is the quality attributes. So as you can see, this is different to the other group. So the mean x1 we have 8.7, milk, fish bone interpretation we have like extremely, and mean x2 we have 8.2, and pork interpretation we have like very much. So next we have texture. In the mean x1 we have 8.2, like very much, 8.1, and like very much. So general acceptability 8.3, like very much, 8.1, like very much. And this is all the interpretation of a milk, fish bones. To know if the milk, fish bone, and pork luncheons are acceptable of the quality attributes, and this is the scale. If 9 is likely, extremely, 8 like very much, and 7 like moderately, and 6 like slightly. And to make a graph for this table, I have here an example of a graph on this table. The color here for the mean x1, we have blue for milk, fish bone, and for the mean x2, we have orange, the pork luncheon. So in the quality attributes, we have color. The mean x1 of a color is 8.0. So we need to go up in 8.0 to make a bar. So in the mean x2 of a color, we have 8.1. So we're going to go up in 8.1 to make a bar. So let's proceed to another example. So the quality attributes, we have the odor. The mean x1 of the odor, so we have 8.3. We need to go up in 8.3 to make a bar. And the mean x2 is 8.1. So we need to go in 8.1 to make a
bar. So, next we have flavor. The mean x1 of a flavor is 8.7. We need to go up in 8.7 to make a bar. And the mean x2 is 8.2. We need to go up also in the 8.2 to make a bar. So next is we have texture. The mean x1 of a texture is 8.1 and the mean x2 of a texture is 8.0. So and last but not the least, we have general acceptability. The mean x1 of general acceptability, we have 8.3 and mean x2 we have 8.1. So we need to go up in the 8.3 to make a bar, and also the mean x2 we are going to go up in 8.1 to make a bar. So on and so forth. Yun lang talaga ang gagawin mo. So that's all, and thank you. I hope you learn more.